Well, I'm blessed that you've been going through this week with me, looking at the last week in the life of Jesus, Passion Week, and today's Wednesday. And today's a difficult day. Not much happy news today. Today's the day we look at a man named Judas Iscariot. He was a man who betrayed Jesus. And you can only betray someone if you're close to someone. Strangers can't betray you. But trusted friends, people you love, they're the ones who can betray you. And Judas betrayed Jesus. We read it. Let's look at it with me here in Matthew chapter 26. And I'm going to just read two verses. 26, verses 14 and 15. Here's what it says. It says, "Then one of the 12, one of Jesus' own disciples, one of the people who was with him for these 3 years of ministry, one of the people who has seen his miracles and heard his teaching." As a matter of fact, not only heard his teaching, but got the inside scoop on the teaching when he would pull the disciples aside. That Judas, one of the close ones, one of the 12, whose name was Judas Iscariot, it says, went to the chief priests. They didn't approach him. He went to them. And here's what he said to them. Verse 15. "What will you give me if I deliver him over to you?" He's talking about Jesus. "What will you give me if I deliver Jesus over to you?" And they paid him 30 pieces of silver. In verse 16, let's read one more verse. Verse 16 says, "From that moment on, Judas sought an opportunity to betray Jesus." Well, there's a lot we can say about this, but let me just focus in on a couple things really quickly here. Number one, in other passages of Scripture, we read Luke 22 and John chapter 13, it says Satan entered into Judas. You think, wow, that's a scary thought that Satan actually entered into Judas. But it wasn't a quick thing that happened. I believe this happened and was building up over time. Scripture tells us that Judas had been robbing money from the money bag. And I think his attitude toward Jesus wasn't right. When Mary came and anointed Jesus' feet and wiped them with her hair, and she used expensive perfume, Judas and the other disciples as well, but Judas looked and thought, like, what a waste this is, as if we could ever waste anything on Jesus. And I think it's those sins, those things that over time, those secrets that we keep, right? Stealing from the money bag or whatever it is, whatever those secrets are that we keep, it gives the devil a foothold in our lives. It allows opportunities for our faith to weaken. Judas had every opportunity to have a strong faith, and yet over time, because of his sinfulness, because of the secrets that he kept, because of the attitude of his heart, he let the door open for Satan, and Satan took advantage of the situation. And Judas betrayed Jesus. And it even says, here's the second thing I'll go over with you. From that moment on, verse 16, from that moment on, Judas sought an opportunity to betray Jesus. Some people do that. They just seek opportunities to discredit the Bible, to say things to prove that the Bible is not true, to say things to discredit Jesus. Judas sought opportunities to betray Jesus. But what about you and me? What opportunities do we seek? Paul writes, and he says, make the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. So I would say to you today, as we wrap up our Wednesday devotional, instead of seeking opportunities to betray Jesus, like Judas did, we can learn from this and say, Lord, I want to seek opportunities to serve you. I want to seek opportunities to please you. I want to seek opportunities to praise you and worship you and be thankful to you. Those are the opportunities we're presented with every single day. And I pray that today you make the most of those opportunities. God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow.